I really need your help. I need something's got to be done about this. I'm miserable." And so she immediately sent in some prescriptions to help with that, and it is getting better slowly but surely. So, telling you, women's wellness, men's health, they are just a one-stop shop for everything. They not only can do your general wellness, your lab work, make sure everything looks good, but also hormone replacement therapy, the weight loss, semaglutide, which I've been on now for about 4 months, a little over 4 months. Lost about 40 pounds. Really has been a game changer. Aesthetics, facials, skincare, all the things, everything you can think of, I guarantee you, they have something for you over at Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi. And I'm not just saying that because they sponsor the show. I mean, I truly mean it. I believe in what they're doing over there, and they have such affordable options for everyone. When we see insurance companies causing so many problems within our healthcare system, I truly believe this is an answer to that. I tell people all the time, you know, as expensive as insurance is, and we've had this huge debate in the state of Mississippi about expanding Medicare, Medicare for all. I don't necessarily agree with that because I don't see where that money is going to come from. And then are we going to be like a socialist country where people are having to stand in line and wait for health care? So, what are the answers? And while I don't truly know all the answers and what's going to work and what is going to truly make things better, I tell people if you can't afford health insurance, you don't qualify for Medicaid, you don't qualify for the marketplace or whatever it is, which honestly, nobody takes their insurance anyway. Get a catastrophic plan and then go get a plan or like the New Care MD, the model that they use. It's a monthly subscription plan, and when you get sick, normally you can do a telehealth visit or just text them, and they'll get a prescription sent over. It's quick, it's easy, it's affordable, and you're not having to deal with these big insurance companies approving or prior authorizations just to get what it is that you need. So that's my recommendation to everyone, but that turned into a spill that I really didn't mean it to turn into. But definitely check out Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi. They do sponsor the show. They are the studio sponsor, so we are happy to talk about them anytime. And I truly believe in what they're doing over there. 601-879-0002 is the number to call into the station today. You have anything you want to discuss, any questions, concerns, anything you want to complain about, feel free to call in and be a part of the show today. 601-879-4648 is our text line. You can text into the show as well. Told you guys the other day that my plan is to start the show with what we like to call at Moms for Liberty, a Madison Minute. And so I thought this one was great. This was said by Booker T. Washington, and he said, "A lie doesn't become truth, wrong doesn't become right, and evil doesn't become good just because it's accepted by a majority." And I thought that was incredibly fitting for this week with the election results that we saw on Tuesday, late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning. We saw New Jersey's governor, Virginia's governor, now Democrats, New York's mayor, a socialist. Y'all, I mean, I just can't imagine what's gonna happen in New York. All the things that this mayor has promised and campaigned on are things that he doesn't even have the power to do in the first place. But we are just in trouble when we are overwhelmingly electing a self-proclaimed socialist to office in the United States of America. How is that happening? It seems unreal. And I understand people are struggling. I understand people can't afford things. I understand they want a way out. But I promise you, this is not the way. Again, I'm going to echo what I said on the show Wednesday, and I just have to keep faith and believe that this is going to be a blessing in the long run, because when the next election cycle does roll around, I think we're going to be able to point to New Jersey. We're going to be able to point to New York City. We're going to be able to point to Virginia and say, hey, you know what? If you don't get out and vote, the entire country is going to look like those places. And that's not what we want. We want to remain the greatest country in all of history. We want to remain a free country. We want to be able to continue to voice our opinions and vote. So many people died for those rights. And by the way, government didn't give us our rights in the first place. We are born with unalienable rights given to us by our Creator. Government did not give them to us, and nor can government take them away. But the tyranny that we have seen over the last several years, especially since COVID, and I'm never going to change my mind or my opinion that COVID was an experiment. Do I believe COVID was real? Absolutely. I also believe that it was a social experiment to see just how far they could take it and how quickly they could do it, just how much they could control and how much we would let them get away with controlling. And you know what? We failed miserably. We allowed them to shut the country down. We allowed them to tell us we couldn't breathe the air. We allowed them to force us to remain 6 feet, 7 feet, whatever that garbage was, away from each other. We allowed them to muzzle our children. We allowed them to shut down the school system. And then many people allowed them to tell them what they must put into their bodies, force them to inject themselves with some experimental mRNA. I don't even know what you want to call it, because it's not truly a vaccine. Many people have lost their lives due to that experimental jab. We allowed it to happen, and it happened oh so fast. We have allowed them to make our children believe this narrative that men can become women and women can become men, and you are whoever you believe yourself to be, all the while screaming to trust the science. Well, the science clearly shows that if you're born a woman, you're a woman. No matter what clothes you put over those parts, no matter what surgeries you have to slice and dice, mutilate your bodies, it does not change your genetic makeup. It does not change your chromosomes. But we've allowed them to push that narrative and to make so many of our children believe that they weren't born in the right body. It's sick. It's disgusting. And so, again, I just want to reiterate this quote, this Madison Minute for today, said by Booker T. Washington, that a lie does not become truth, wrong does not become right, and evil does not become good just because it's accepted by a majority. I'm happy to be the minority on these issues. We got to take a break. Y'all stay with us. We got lots to discuss today. We will be right back here, 103.9 WYAB, The Lindsay Beckham Show. Stay with us. 103.9 WYAB, The Lindsay Beckham Show. Stay with us.
103.9 WYAB.
Nick Bain served Mississippi for over a decade in the State House. During that time, he fought for our children by protecting them against explicit materials pushed by the woke agenda. He protected taxpayers by streamlining government and helped create policies that have made Mississippi better. Nick and his team at Bain Bowen will use the same tenacity in helping you with all your legal matters. Call them today at 601-953-2994. Find Nick online at BainBowen.com. That's BAIN Bowen.com.
Friday night lights, family, and a hot Johnny's Pizza House pizza on the table. Now that's our kind of hustle. Make it a sweep the kitchen and bring everyone together. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice. Here in the South, we keep our football loud and our pizza loaded. Grab a Johnny's Pizza House, sweep the kitchen, and cheer on your hometown team. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
Pure Air Consultants has always been your go-to for reliable and affordable heating and cooling systems, and now we are offering day and night brand to avoid the 25 to 30% increases that everyone is talking about. With day and night, Pure Air Consultants professionals can install a reliable system with a 10-year system warranty, and right now receive $20 off on service diagnostic fees. Call us today, 601-939-7420, mypureairconsultants.com.
This holiday, money should never stand between you and your dreams.
At Juniker's, there's always a way. I'm Corey Ravenstein.
And I'm John Ravenstein. That's why, given the high interest rates, we're now offering special 3 years interest-free financing at Juniker Jewelry Company. That's 3 years, 36 months interest-free financing for qualified buyers.
Buy those gorgeous $5,000 diamond stud earrings she's always wanted from Juniker's and pay just $139 per month.
Buy that big, beautiful $10,000 diamond ring and pay just $277 per month.
Buy a $3,000 diamond tennis bracelet for just $84 per month.
Whatever you want at Juniker Jewelry Company, just divide the price by 36 and that's your monthly payment.
Shop now for Christmas and save.
Because right now, through the end of the month, get 3 years, 36 months, interest-free.
Juniker Jewelry Company, Mississippi's direct diamond importer. 1485 Highland Colony Parkway, just south of 463 in Madison, and JunikerJewelry.com.
Hey, this is Ben Ingram from the Braves Radio Network. We're in commercial right now, so I want to let my sister take over and tell you about Hometown Property Group.
Thanks, Ben. This is Mary Claire Putman with Hometown Property Group. Whether you're buying or selling, we are committed to guiding you through your real estate transaction with integrity, exceptional service, and remarkable results. Madison County has been my home for 40 years. I'd love to help make it yours, too.
That's Hometown Property Group. Give them a call at 601-853-6080.
What are people saying about Tom's Fried Pies in Richland?
Tom's Fried Pies. And I made the mistake. I ordered one pie. I figured, you know what, I'll try Tex-Mex. It was so good. Man, second go round, I ate the pecan pie. You will need a meat pie and a dessert one. Get both because they are off the hook.
I went to Tom's Fried Pies today, and I'm going back. I tried the taco one, really good. When I go back, I'll bring some home.
Tom'sFriedPies.com.
Nick Bain served Mississippi for over a decade in the State House. During that time, he fought for our children by protecting them against explicit materials pushed by the woke agenda. He protected taxpayers by streamlining government and helped create policies that have made Mississippi better. Nick and his team at Bain Bowen will use the same tenacity in helping you with all your legal matters. Call them today at 601-953-2994. Find Nick online at bainbowen.com. That's BAIN Bowen.com.
Come together.
Welcome back to the Lindsay Beckham Show. We are live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness Studios of Mississippi, right here in Flora, Mississippi. You can call in to the show today, 601-879-0002, or text our text line, 601-879-4648. We are also streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. If you are enjoying the show, go follow me on those social media platforms. It's the Lindsay Beckham Show on Facebook and YouTube, and then it's just Lindsay Beckham on X. Eventually, I am going to get a Rumble set up. That's been on my to-do list for a while, but have not gotten around to it. I'm going to have to prioritize that. So yesterday, there was another school board meeting in DeSoto County. Now, they've had quite the drama playing out over there after one of the school board members, Michelle Henley, decided that she would voice her support for Lindsay Whiteside. Now, Lindsay Whiteside, you've probably heard about. She is a former youth pastor who has pled guilty to sexual battery of a child. Since then, she's been indicted on federal charges that include transporting a child over state lines for purposes of sexual activity. She's pleaded not guilty on those charges. But the DA over in DeSoto County, Matthew Barton, is fired up about this. So, yesterday's school board meeting, Michelle Henley actually showed up for one. This last school board meeting, she did not show up. Now, the last school board meeting was pretty much overtaken by parents and members of the community who are furious, calling for this particular school board member, Michelle Henley, calling for her resignation. They want her to step down, and they've continued to voice those opinions for more than 3 weeks. Again, yesterday, angry parents showed up demanding the immediate removal of Michelle Henley. She actually wrote a letter to the judge in support of Lindsay Whitehead and then voiced that support as well. Now, yesterday, within the first few minutes of the school board meeting starting, Michelle Henley was voted out of her role as the board's chairperson. She was replaced by Gerald Wheeler, another member of the board. She has released a statement, Henley has, claiming that her letter was one describing a personal interaction she'd had with Whiteside, who was coaching her daughter prior to a basketball tryout, and that she does not express support for her actions or endorse her behavior. You know, I call BS. You wrote a letter to a judge in support of this woman. So how are you going to come back and say that you did not express support for her actions or endorse her behavior? You were supporting her as a person. which is almost worse because you know she's pled guilty to sexual battery of a child. And you serve on a school board? I'd be furious too. So they have continued to call for Henley's resignation. That has intensified over the last 3 weeks, especially since Matthew Barton, the DeSoto County DA, has stood there alongside parents. The victim of Whiteside, of the sexual battery that she has pled guilty to, family members of this victim showed up and even spoke at the last school board meeting, and they said this: all throughout scripture, it says that we are to protect the vulnerable. This was the victim's grandmother, by the way. She said, I've already had one grandchild who was not protected, and it's devastating. I will not let it happen to one or to another of my grandchildren. And I have 5 more coming up in this school system. The victim's stepfather also called for Henley to step down, sharing what he saw in court on the day Henley took the stand. He said, she read the letter after my daughter's statement, and the predator admitted her wrong and the horrific abuse she did, and you still stood by her. You had a way out, and you chose not to take it, he said. So, while they did remove her from her chairperson role, she is still a member of the board that sits on the DeSoto County School Board. Here's the problem. The school board does not have the authority to remove her. And so, while I understand the anger these parents feel, those other members sitting on the board would probably gladly remove her if they could, but they cannot. Their hands are tied. She would have to willingly step down or they're going to have to take it to a higher authority. I know we had a situation in Florida where a school board member was being asked to step down. And I didn't necessarily agree with the reasoning why, but they could not force that school board member to step down. Now, I know that there was a call for the other school board members to write a letter to Governor DeSantis asking him to step in. I'm not sure exactly what the law is on that, what kind of power a governor holds when it comes to an elected position like a school board member. But if I were to give any advice to the parents and the other members of the board over in DeSoto County, it would be, you're going to have to contact Tate Reeves. You're going to have to ask him to step in. You're going to have to ask for something more to be done from a higher office, because those school board members cannot force her out. She will have to willingly resign and step down, or there's going to have to be someone else who becomes involved in this. I think we need legislation to change this in the future. I think if you're going to support someone who knowingly and admittingly sexually abused a child, you don't need to be sitting on a school board. You probably need to be locked up too, in my opinion. You probably need to be facing charges yourself, if you ask me. Because that is despicable, that is disgusting, and how dare you, Michelle Henley? How dare you be elected by the constituents in DeSoto County and then sit on that school board where you make the decisions for minors and have the nerve to show up at court, get on the stand, and testify in support of a child molester? You're sick. And you should absolutely step down. If you had any decency, the slightest ounce of decency about yourself, you wouldn't even have to be asked. You wouldn't have to have parents showing up in droves attempting to force you out. You would go ahead and do it because you should know that you have no right sitting on a school board. You don't even have, in my opinion, you shouldn't have the right to even be around children. If you want to show up in court and testify in support of a child abuser. I'm telling you, Michelle Henley better watch her back. And I'm not saying that because I'm making a threat. I'm saying that because there are a lot of angry parents over there in DeSoto County, and rightfully so. Shame on you, Michelle Henley. Shame on you. We got to take a break. Stay with us. Lots more to discuss. We'll be right back here on The Lindsay Beckham Show. We'll be right back here on The Lindsay Beckham Show.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit AmericansForProsperity.org. Be a part of positive change at AmericansForProsperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Friday night lights, family, and hot Johnny's Pizza House pizza on the table. Now that's our kind of hunt. Make it a sweep the kitchen and bring everyone together. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice. Here in the South, we keep our football loud and our pizza loaded. Grab a Johnny's Pizza House, sweep the kitchen, and cheer on your hometown team. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
Did you know that the average 6-room house collects 40 pounds of dust each year? Local business Pure Air Consultants duct cleaning service can rid your home of the dust, dirt, and debris that may be caught in your air ducts. They can eliminate the mold, fungi, and microbes that might be growing inside your ductwork and polluting the air you breathe in your home. Mention WYAB and receive a free UV light with system replacement. Visit online at mypureairconsultants.com. mypureairconsultants.com.
CBS News Brief. Airlines have canceled hundreds of flights today because of air traffic controller staffing issues. This woman at Newark Liberty learned she's now been booked to fly out of another airport.
They rebooked me at a JFK an hour earlier with a 11-hour layover in some place called Port of Spain. Crazy.
President Trump says he won't meet Democrats' demand to restore health insurance premium subsidies.
They want to have a lot of bad things happen, bad things for our country. We're not going to give $1.5 trillion to people that came into our country illegally. We're not going to do it.
The administration has asked a federal appeals court to block a lower court's order to distribute full SNAP benefits for November by today. CBS's Aaron Navarro.
The Justice Department this morning filed an appeal and for a request for an emergency stay, essentially trying any legal route they can to not be able to or responsible for paying that full amount today.
CBS News Brief. I'm Christopher Cruz.
Craving something extraordinary in Jackson? Manship Restaurant is where your taste buds hit the jackpot. Join us for happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. where your wallet will thank you and your stomach will sing. Indulge in half-price wood-fired pizzas because why pay full price for half the fun? And for just $5, dive into our private barrel bourbon picks. That's right, luxury on a budget. Plus, beat the heat with our frozen drink special, the tropical escape without the travel expenses. Make your way to the Manship where happy hour isn't just a time, it's an experience.
My name is Terry Parkinson. I'm with the Madison County Co-op in Canton. Hunters, you know, we got the near food plot and attractants. The Madison County Co-op built a big following in the cultivators over the years and try to be real competitive on our price and selections. What makes us what we are is you can come in the door, get your ticket and go to the back, and we get you loaded and out of there. The Madison County Co-op in Canton, we're about a block southeast of the square. You get in there and get out, you come see us.
Ken here with Rapid Oil Change, a leader in fast service and fleet account maintenance for over 40 years, providing routine maintenance for most makes and models, keeping downtime to a minimum. We accept most local and national fleet accounts. Can't see at night? Headlights looking faded? Check out our newest service, the Bright Light Headlight Restoration Kit by Mighty Automotive. Available now. Keep your vehicle ready for the road ahead. And remember, drive hard with Castrol Edge. Open 6 days a week with 6 locations to serve. Visit us online for specials and location information at oilchangems.com.
Getting a new prescription filled in your eyeglasses may not get rid of your headaches. It may not be the prescription at all. If your eyeglasses are not custom fit and properly adjusted to you, that could be the source of your headaches. At Eye Gear Optical, we verify the prescription in your lenses and the custom fitting of your frames to ensure you have the most comfortable and visually accurate eyeglasses every time. We fit eyeglasses to you, your lifestyle, and your budget. Eye Gear Optical, 2630 Highway 80 East in Pearl and eyegearoptical.com.
Pops Auto Sales on Highway 49 in Florence is where you come to buy quality cars, trucks, and SUVs. Priced to fit your budget. At Pops Auto, we specialize in trucks. From four-wheel drives to diesels, our satisfied repeat buyers know Pops has one of the largest truck inventories for any independent dealer, period. Browse Pops inventory at popsautosalesllc.com and get pre-approved for a zero down payment with approved credit. With warranties and service contracts available. Pops Auto Sales, your home for trucks. Highway 49 South in Florence.
Come together right now.
Welcome back into the Lindsay Beckham Show. We have been discussing DeSoto County. Michelle Henley, who sits on the school board, who was removed yesterday as chairperson of the school board, but has not resigned her seat altogether after showing support and writing a letter in support of Lindsay Whitehead, who is the former youth pastor who has pled guilty to sexual battery of a minor youth pastor. You know, what is going on with the youth pastors? What is going on in DeSoto County? Because we got more news from DeSoto County this week, right over in Hernando. The teenage son of a DeSoto County preacher is facing allegations. He's been charged with attempt to commit an offense and fondling. He is out on bond after appearing in DeSoto County Justice Court. His name is Paxton Bell. He's 19 years old. Son of the pastor of Cross Point Church in Olive Branch. Pastor Doug Bell has declined to comment on his son's charges. But the incident report was filed on October 27th. Now, a DeSoto County school resource officer listed the report address as the address of Lewisburg Middle School. The highly redacted report referenced someone being involved in sexual activity with a 19-year-old male identified as Paxton Bell. But at the time, the school resource officer did not have any information regarding when and where the alleged sexual activity occurred. Bell was taken into custody on October 30th, but DeSoto County Schools issued this statement, and I'm sure they were chomping at the bits to issue a statement because of the fire that they've already been under because of Michelle Henley, who sits on the board, and her support of Lindsay White, I can't remember her last name. I kind of don't think she's that memorable, and she shouldn't really be looked at as a memorable person after the crimes that she's committed. But the DeSoto County Schools did issue a statement saying the individual who was arrested is not a student. Although the complaint was reported to a deputy who serves as a school resource officer, the DeSoto County Sheriff's Office has confirmed that the arrest was not related to any DeSoto County Schools employees and not related to any activity on campus. So I'm guessing the student that made the report made this report to a school resource officer about something that took place outside of school, is what it sounds like to me. But that's a lot going on in DeSoto County as far as sexual predators of minors are concerned, and youth pastors, people involved with our children at the highest levels, people involved with our children when it concerns their pastors, when it concerns their schools, and they're the ones being arrested and called to step down over these sex crimes of children. It's disgusting. You cannot be too careful. You cannot be too careful where your children are concerned. You just cannot. The people that we are supposed to trust the most with our children sometimes are the ones that we should trust the least. And I hate to say that. I hate that we live in a world where we have to question everyone and their motives all the time, but that's just the facts. Those are just the facts. Next week, the teacher over in Corinth who thought it was a good idea to make AI pornographic videos of at least 20 of his middle school aged students. Wilson Jones is his name. Next week, he is set to plead guilty for those crimes, federal child sex crimes. He has a court date coming up next week in Oxford. He was arrested in March. But get this. I've talked about this before, but it deserves being talked about again. He was arrested in March, but they had known since November. Back in November, BARC, which is Corinth County Schools' system to protect their online devices within the school, alerted to the fact that there was child pornography on this particular teacher's device. Now, the superintendent went to him, did not immediately fire him. He did go to the school board to make them aware, but from what I understand, What he told the school board made it seem a lot more innocent than it actually was. He made it out like it was no big deal. Then he allowed said teacher, Wilson Jones, to resign, failing to ever report this to the Mississippi Department of Education or the police for that matter. Law enforcement. Months go by. He claims, and get this, he claims that it just got lost on his desk and he forgot about it. In the meantime, Wilson Jones, this teacher, goes and gets a job with Child Protective Services. You cannot make this up. He's forced to resign when he should have been fired for creating pornographic images and videos of middle school students and is allowed to go and get a job, be hired by Child Protective Services. Can you imagine this man being the one enforcing that people protect children? What? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You can't because it doesn't. So finally, this is reported to the Mississippi Department of Education. And guess what? They immediately took action and got things straightened out. No, they didn't. They didn't. They sat on it for a month. That's right. For 1 month, the Mississippi Department of Education sat on the fact that they knew a teacher in Corinth School District was creating pornographic videos of his students, at least 20 of them that I know of. And I've talked with the attorneys on the case. I've seen the documents. Was allowed to quietly resign and then go and get a job with Child Protective Services. They should have immediately gone and arrested this man. Now, eventually, he was indicted along with the superintendent of the school district, the one who lost the paperwork in the shuffle of papers on his desk. That superintendent has asked that his charges be kept separate from Mr. Wilson's charges. You can't blame him for that. He did lose his job. He was one of the highest paid superintendents in the state. And we in Mississippi have some of the highest paid superintendents in the country. We have far too many of them as well. Far too many school districts, in my opinion. This is the stuff going on, not only in Mississippi schools, but in schools across the country. I can only imagine how the parents of those 20 middle school students must feel. That should be a very interesting case to watch play out if it ever goes to trial. I doubt that it will. Again, from what I understand, he is set to plead guilty next week. Of course, I will continue to follow that and bring you the updates as they come. We got to take our last break of the week. We will be right back here to wrap things up this week on the Lindsay Beckham Show on this beautiful Friday afternoon here at WIAB 103.9. Stay with us. Here at WIAB 103.9. Stay with us.
tuned here to 1039 WYAB.
Grizz Nation. The Grizzlies homestand rolls on this Friday, November 7th at 7 p.m. when your Memphis Grizzlies host the Dallas Mavericks at FedEx Forum for the Emirates NBA Cup Group Play. Don't wait and don't miss out. Visit grizzlies.com/tickets or stop by the FedEx Forum box office to secure your seats today and be a part of the excitement of Memphis Grizzlies basketball.
Seeing well plays a big role in helping you read well. That's why it's not a minute too soon for students of all ages to schedule an eye exam with Dr. Bobby C. Pankey and Associates in Clinton and Richland. They can also help you with a great selection of frames, lenses, and contacts, all at affordable prices. See well, read well, do well. For all your back-to-school eye care needs, visit Optical 2000 Clinton and Richland. Optical-2000.com.
Stay in touch. Follow Optical 2000 on Facebook.
Friday night lights, family, and a hot Johnny's Pizza House pizza on the table. Now that's our kind of hunt. Make it a sweep the kitchen and bring everyone together. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice. Here in the South, we keep our football loud and our pizza loaded. Grab a Johnny's Pizza House, sweep the kitchen, cheer on your hometown team. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
Burgers, blues, barbecue, the name says it all. At our spots in Madison, downtown Brandon, and Flowood at Dogwood, dive into mouth-watering, award-winning burgers and barbecue like our tender brisket and savory pulled pork that'll have you licking your fingers clean. Our B3 Catering Company can handle any job from 5 to 5,000 people and with 2 food trucks ready for all your special events. Check out the all-new burgersblues.com to view our full menu, order carryout, and delivery by locally owned Take-A-Break deliveries.
If you've had an accident, remember Clinton Body Shop. We work for you, not your insurance company. Don't be misled by someone telling you that you will have to pay more than your deductible. Our shops hold multiple certifications from the makers of today's vehicles. We are the longest running ICAR Gold Class certified repair facility in Mississippi. We know how to repair your vehicle, and we will work with your insurance company on your behalf. In Clinton and in Richland, we work for you. We take pride in perfection.
When looking for an SUV that checks all the boxes, get to Mazda Jackson today and let this be the season where you drive away with a gift that gives back in a 2025 CX-5. Right now, enjoy special 2.9% financing for 63 months and see why it's a compact crossover that's built for you. And get 1-year maintenance included on your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute. Shop online at MazdaJackson.com or visit Mazda Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road.
UrgeVet Emergency Vets Madison has been serving your pets for 5 years now. From late night emergencies to weekend worries, we have been here caring for your pets when your regular vet isn't available.
From the moment you walk in the door, our team of veterinary professionals is here to care for your pets at all hours of the nights, on weekends, and holidays. Located at 15 Olympic Way in Madison. Call us at 601-790-1918. UrgeVet, always here when your pet needs us most.
If you're a parent or grandparent, you should know that even though Mississippi is ranked as the unhealthiest state in the country, we have the highest vaccination rate for our children and grandchildren. Many of us blindly trust the medical establishment, and now it's time to question vaccine safety. Mississippi Parents for Vaccine Rights is a grassroots organization working to educate the public and lawmakers about this important topic. Be informed. Go to mpvr.org. Like us on Facebook to stay up to date on the latest information. That's Mississippi Parents for Vaccine Rights, mpvr.org.
Come together.
We are back here for the final segment of the week on the Lindsay Beckham Show. I just had our station owner, Matt, walked in and he said there have been a few phone calls saying that, I was asking in the last segment, make it make sense. How are all of these things happening within our schools, these sexual predators? And a few of you have been listening and said that you believe it's a demonic influence. And look, I'm with you. We know the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. We know that the enemy is after our children, after our young people, after our youth. What better way to grab them than to use those that have the most influence over them, that they are around 7 hours out of a day. It's a great plan. If I were Satan, that would be my plan. So we just have to be so overly careful, especially where our children are concerned. I did want to end the week on a somewhat of a high note after all the terrible things we've been talking about that are happening within the DeSoto County schools and within Corinth schools. But we did have a teacher here in Madison County, Mansdale Upper Elementary School, third grade teacher. She taught my oldest daughter, Mia, who loved her to death. She received yesterday a prestigious award, the Milken Educator Award. It's bestowed upon outstanding educators across the country each year for their exceptional dedication, innovation, and leadership. She is the only recipient in the state of Mississippi. She received $25,000 and a trip to Washington, D.C. Congratulations, Kayla Saxton. We are so proud of you. We'll be back Monday, same time, same place. See you then. Bye.